What it do, what it do. Welcome to another one over here, Game Chopping TV. Tap in, like, comment, and subscribe because we chopping this game over here, man. Man, I had to tap in. Um, you know, been gone for a second. You know what I'm saying? Letting things kick off. Um, you know what I'm saying? Ain't really been a whole lot popping, but of course, there's been things going on. But one thing that I did peep today that kind of caught me, by surprise, which not really, but it did. And that's this situation with Lil Durk. Of course, he's been locked up, I guess almost for some months now, due to that murder for hire situation that he got going on, for a couple of bodies. It seems like, and so I guess he had, was trying to see if he could get a bond hearing, set and everything. And I think this is the second time since he's been locked down for that situation for the murder for hire stuff. And he was denied. Lil Durk was denied once again. It's for as long as he's been in there, at this point right now, I'm pretty sure that he's used to it. Not used to it, but he's used to it, because I know how it is. Just like anywhere, I've been in jail before, and eventually you get used to it. It's not a good thing, but you do. And at this point, I'm pretty sure that he is because he got denied bond. And I guess what they said that he smiled at his 20 fans that was in support of him after he got denied. I guess in a situation like that, when your back is against the wall and you're going back into jail like that, I mean, being able to see your legit, authentic fans, I guess that would bring a smile to his face, right? Because he is a well-known, popular entertainer, rapper, all that, There's a few things here, too, though. After so long of going through all this stuff, like if they keep this man from getting out or anything like that, well, I don't feel like it'll be as easy. But we've seen the situation with Bobby Shmurda. But that was, he had one hot song, ended up getting in some trouble, got locked up, and now it's like a running joke to say that you're even listening to some Bobby Shmurda. Like, they said that they was trying to, I guess have a tour for him and everything. I mean, I don't know if it's legit or not, but allegedly they were saying that in each city only 10 tickets were sold. So that just go to show too, the longer, when they take you while you're hot, they hold you too long, somebody else takes the spotlight, and it's just like what you have to offer is no longer valid, or even wanted at this point. It's like, yeah, that moment was that moment, and he was gone so long, that moment passed, and now we're on to this. That's crazy, though. That's crazy, man. Right now, you got, a lot of top cats locked up, man. Diddy, I'll say this with Diddy, though. I feel like Diddy has a little bit of a better chance of, getting out of this, before Dirk. Because at least with Diddy, there's no bodies that I know of. There's no bodies laying around, not laying around, but there's no bodies that I know of, that he's supposed to be responsible for. Versus Dirk, they make it seem like, he was, at least the people around him, coming out of Chicago, they were already in street wars, daily street wars and all that. He got, real popular with the rap and started funding his side of the war with his rap money, basically. And, providing artillery, vehicles, just all kind of stuff. Had them boys really putting in work on people. And there's bodies because of that. There's bodies because of that. And so they're, pinning it on him. And if, it's just, not to say that he can't have a good enough defense. I don't know if he's guilty or not, of course, but those are some serious accusations they got on Durk. Um, so, but I guess would you expect him to just be able to get bonded out so quickly just because he has some money and. But the thing is, the stuff he's being accused of isn't too light. You know what I'm saying? But and as far as him having the same effect of being, I guess forgotten about, which murder didn't really get forgotten about. It was just, he didn't really have nothing coming behind that one hot song that he had. I guess that's the thing about it with him. I don't necessarily feel like it'll be as easy with Durk unless they just really hold that man back for some years. But nowadays, it looks like artists, which I saw at first with the Bay Area rapper Mac Dre. A lot of these cats now, look like they're able, or they try to record while they're locked up. So if now if he knows that he's going to be doing a little bit of time and they're not going to show him no mercy. Maybe if he has the ability or the privilege to do, I don't know how that works, but, maybe he can't keep dropping while he's locked up. But man, in his mindset, because he's not running around here saying, hey, yeah, I'm guilty and I regret it. Hey, I'm guilty and I regret it. I don't know if he's guilty or not, but I just wonder, for whatever he had his hand in, or does he regret it, or was it still worth it? He probably still has hope that he's going to get paroled. I'm not paroled, but bailed out or whatever the heck. You get out on bond like Yellow Beezy did and blah, blah, blah. Things like that. But I guess in Yellow Beezy's case, it was just one person, that I guess he got that, murder for hire type of thing going on with. Capital murder, whatever he's facing. Whatever his charges, I guess it's just for one person, so maybe that's why they let him bail out. Versus Durk, it's a few bodies supposedly behind his situation. So, maybe he will get bond. I don't know. We're gonna see how this plays out, and maybe he won't lose his juice. But I'll say this. I will say this. Young Thug is out. He's still a known rapper, but I don't hear nobody going crazy over his music. Maybe it's just me. Young Thug. I remember Young Thug had a heck of a moment. Not to say that it's not still on for him. But I don't hear nobody. Let's be honest. We know of his career and his situation with the YSL thing, but I'm not hearing nobody going crazy over hearing some Young Thug music, and and I'm not hearing no one demand it. So I guess there's always some kind of setback in some kind of way when when shop isn't open, when you're not there to keep the ball bouncing, and there's so many Young Thug sound-alikes now. It's like some of the people who may have been Young Thug fans, or a lot of them are older now, and then they're following whoever else sounded like Young Thug that's continuing their career or whatever. But it is what it is. It's just crazy when you see when they got the juice and how far they'll go and have crashed out to the point of now they have no control over their life. But who knows how he's living in jail. Can't be too good, right? Compared to the way he was living, But we're gonna see how this goes, man. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure Durk got people, fighting for him. I'm pretty sure he got some good lawyers, a good defense team, and all that stuff fighting. So, God dang, it's just crazy. But you know, it doesn't look good. But I mean, and if it's everything is true that he did, you know, that they're accusing, if that all is true, of course that's not good. But you know, I guess it's all up to, you know, he's got to see how the law deals with it. Judges, lawyers, jury, stuff like that. You know, but yeah, Lil Durk was denied bond for the second time today. You know, I guess not too surprising, but you know, will he be able to hold up his fame? Will he get out in time to redeem himself? Will they hold him in there for too long to the point it doesn't even matter when he gets out? You know, I don't know. You know, you got rappers like X-Rated, but that's the thing about Sacramento rapper X-Rated, who got locked up years ago, like in the early '90s, for actual murder. Um, he stayed. But the thing about X-Rated though, he, like I said, he kept dropping from jail, so he kept the, you know, he kept the ball bouncing. He's dropping music from prison, still putting out albums. You were able to follow up with his albums until he got out, you know, and he's out now, you know, and you know, people still rock with him, you know. Of course, crazy to say, but when he was locked up, a lot of that kind of brought a certain suspense behind his music versus now. But either way it goes, he's out and it's all good. People still messing with him, things like that. He kept it going. Will Durk do the same? Will he be able to do the same? Where is all this going to go? We'll see. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments about this, man. Another one over here, Game Chopping TV. Tap in, like, comment, and subscribe, because we are chopping this game over here, man.